Over the years, I've kind of revised my thinking on short field approaches for our owners. And this isn't really anything new. I thought about this back even in the Wren days, and I'd mentioned it to people. I'd see people coming in with ultra low approach speeds, and then they'd touch down too fast, and of course their landing roll was too long. And I tried to explain to them that having an ultra slow speed on final really doesn't do anything for your landing roll. But now in recent years, it seems like I just see more emphasis on I really want to come in ultra slow. And in my opinion, that's just not a good way to do an approach. It's not a safe way. I think there's a better, more efficient way to do it that's a lot safer. And what I'm telling everybody now when I do my checkouts, that the approach speed coming down final has absolutely nothing to do with the length of the landing roll once you touch down. The only thing that governs the length of the landing roll is the energy in that airplane when those wheels hit the ground. So consequently, you can come in at an ultra slow speed and it does nothing for the landing roll whatsoever. If you carry a little more speed, it gives you many more options because you've got a bigger window of energy to work with. So I'm really kind of down now on coming in ultra slow, and this feeling like the slower you come in, the shorter the landing roll is going to be, because that's simply not true. So I like to come in a little bit faster. And you can't come in like blazing speed because you've got to get rid of that speed before you touch down. But at the same time, you know, speeds on final don't have to be ultra slow. Don't get in that mindset that if I'm coming in at 45 or 50, I'm going to land shorter than the guy that's coming in at 60 or 65. That's just not true. So what I do now is I keep my speed up a little bit on final, which gives me more lift, a bigger window of energy to work with, and it gives me a lot more options in terms of downdrafts, turbulence, things like that. And then when I get in on short final, that's when I get the approach speed stabilized at the lower point. And as I've said in other times in other videos, 55 knots over the end of the strip will get you in out of about anywhere. But as you transition under 60, you start getting slightly behind the power curve, which gives you a little bit of sink, which you correct with a little bit of power. Elevators control airspeed, throttle controls rate of descent. And the best speed is with just a little bit of power on touchdown. If you're coming in and you have to throttle back on landing, you have to chop the power, you're too fast. So the big thing here, the big takeaway here is do yourself a favor. Don't feel like you have to come in at an ultra slow speed. What you're concentrating on is touching down on a spot at minimum speed, and that's going to govern the length of your landing roll. Fly safe. Hope you have a good time. Take care.